Going to business as usual, but this morning is going to be a business in another dimension. Yesterday we talked about effective ways by which we can build trust. And today, like I told you, it will be good for you to be here because we're looking at rebuilding trust. From the end of that little mini feature, it talks about you not just showing up, also it's a way by your action, your thoughts, and over the fears. What are you afraid of? Your mom must have told you your father is the worst person that lived on planet Earth. Your father will say, that your mother, don't even dare. That woman don't want that in my house. She has done this. She has done that. And because you have no option, he's raising you. He has taken it upon himself and decided to take an injunction that he will, take care of your schooling and bring you up the way he wants, away from your mother's love and affection. You are now deciding that the woman you are going to marry, hey, I will so screen her. I will let her know. You carry, what did we call it yesterday? Transfer of...
aggression?
No, transfer of... past pain.
Trauma?
Trauma, expression of the stories that you've heard into your own future, into your own new life. Because coming together of, you are building a new life entirely. It's no longer you alone now. You are two. You're trying to build a life. So now we're looking at building trust, that future relationship. To you, how do we put this now? I did not give you the name of our guest. Oh, sorry. I'm so much carried away. It's really eating me up. We have Opeoluwa Dutoye this morning. She is a podcast host and also a communication professional. So we are talking with the communicationists. So we are not here. That's why I said we are taking it to another level. I forgot to give you a name. So it's so good to have you, Opeoluwa.
Thank you.
Welcome for the first time today.
Yeah.
You see more of her now.
Hopefully, yes.
By God's grace.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to ask, what are the first few steps one needs to take when you're trying to rebuild trust for future relationship? Because we talk about trust, and I don't want us to go back into trust again. I just want us to have enough time to discuss and break this down.
So in rebuilding trust, from experience, it's something that has broken, right? You have to first acknowledge what happened. Why has that, trust been lost? Why is there, breakage of that flow of communication between you and maybe your spouse, maybe your children? And why do they feel like they can't trust you anymore? You have to come to that place of realization that something was broken, right? And then realizing that, you then ask yourself, I think one of the things we find very hard to do is self-evaluation. We run away from speaking the truth to ourselves and say, okay, yes, this is something, I probably have done this. I tell my son sometimes, like, I go back to my son, I say, oh, I know I did this. I'm so sorry about it. We find it hard to go back to that and say, oh yes. Especially sometimes as parents,
those humble states.
You feel like, no,
how can I?
Even as spouses, you feel like, no, fine, I did something wrong, but I don't have to apologize, or I don't have to have internalized it, but you have to acknowledge it, realize the place where you went wrong, and, be ready to have a conversation around it, and also apologize. One thing people don't realize is that apology, just a simple, I'm sorry, it goes a very long way. It has a way of settling the peace and making room for fresh conversation. It also helps the other person to know that you acknowledge the hurt. So most of the time you feel like, it has happened. And then we just stand up and just move on. We expect that, the person should
just take it that way.
Yeah, just take it that way.
That's how far I can go.
Yeah, exactly.
If you like, take it. If you like, don't take it. It's your cup of tea. Oh my God.
But what you don't realize is that being able to communicate and, also tell the person that I'm human. I acknowledge that, yes, I did this. I apologize for it. And also try your best to make sure that it does not occur again. Now, when you do that, you are now building the confidence of that person back, and the person is able to say, okay, all right, maybe this person is realize what they did, and maybe I can find safety in this relationship again. Whichever relationship, it can be spousal, parental, colleague, office, yes.
Business.
Business. Business. Sometimes you make a mistake, maybe your goods or transactions or something, and then you just say, I just made a mistake, John. It just happens. It's one of those things that happen. But the other person on the receiving side must maybe have gone through some consequences of your action. They might probably did not even tell you the consequences.
Yeah, just decide to just keep hold on.
Yeah, they just hold on to it and say, that's it. But it has lingered that relationship. And then you wonder why, the communication is not the same again. You're wondering, why is this person not vulnerable with me anymore? It's because, at the point where they were, you took it for granted. Yeah, and you took it for granted, and you refused to acknowledge and then find your way back to make sure that bond, returns to the way it is.
All right. So you made mention of apologizing when you do something wrong, but many a times you find out that people say "I'm sorry" without actually meaning they are sorry, and this brings us back to the conversation, or what we call manipulation, because most people tend to focus on your reaction than the action that triggered you to react, which is what's called manipulation. And eventually they don't apologize sincerely because they mean it, but because they want to move past it. Or I'm tired of being on this topic for too long. Let's just move past it. And you're feeling bad because they already said they're sorry. So how would you make them be sincere that, they are really sorry? Now, talking about this topic, rebuilding trust, I feel like it's more of forgiveness because it's already been broken. Yeah. So now, we're now in the stage of forgiveness and actually, is there anything like forgetting after forgiving? Because you just get scenarios. You just get scenarios of when that thing occurred and you're just riled up. You're so angry, filled with so much surging emotion. So how do you deal with all of this at once?
So, one thing I always say when it comes to trust is sometimes you need to forgive yourself. You have to, sometimes someone might hurt you and then you feel maybe you are the reason why that happened. And then because you feel you are the reason that happened, you yourself, you are hurting.
True.
And then because you are hurting, the way you react, then, spirals and also affects other people if you are not careful. Right? So you have to be able to forgive yourself. Because I'm a Christian, so I'm going to bring everything I do is always backed by the word of God. And in forgiving yourself, you're not just, how will I call it now? You're doing yourself a favor. You're also helping yourself to be able to accommodate that person again. The person sometimes might not even realize that something has happened. But because you're forgiving yourself, you're able to then open up and have that conversation. Now, in the place of people genuinely say sorry, you really don't have a control about
how the sorry comes, or whether it's genuine or sincere or it's just fable.
Or it's just false. But, there's a place of emotional intelligence in this, in this factor of everything. So, not everybody is emotionally intelligent.
True.
So you have to, come to that side of you and say to yourself that, okay, I acknowledge that this has happened. True. The person has apologized in the way that don't personalize it to yourself. The person's reaction is their reaction. Don't then personalize it to yourself, because when you do that, you're hurting yourself also. right? So the person has apologized in the way they feel like, okay, I can, but you on the other hand can then let them say, you know, it could have been better, but then you have to be emotionally intelligent to know when to have that conversation and when not to have that conversation, because there's a way you have that conversation and then it will boomerang into something else. That you will
But I was only trying
when did you arrive here? You know, yeah. So it's a balance of everything, really, knowing that, you know, you can't control other people. The way they react to you, you can't control them. The best you can do is, one, be self-aware enough to, one, forgive yourself, take away yourself also out of that situation. If you can, if it's a situation that keeps triggering you, try your best to find a way to take yourself out of that situation. And then start your own healing process. What I find is that when you start healing, right, the opportunity always comes for you to then have that conversation. It might come later, 2 months, 3 months, a year later sometimes. But then because you yourself, you've gone through the process, it's easier to have that conversation with that person, especially when it's someone that you really, really care about.
Okay, thank you so much.
Now, I remember the last time we discussed forgive and forget. The topic was, can one really forgive and forget? And our guest, Godwin Robinson, we call him Udogwu NGR. I call him Bishop. He said, I think you just said it now. It's right. He converted it. He changed the and forget, forgive and forget. He changed the forget to heal. So he said, forgive and heal. That's the best way you can actually live life, because if you're waiting for someone to always come and, I want to forget, just heal. The best thing is for you to just heal. Just like you said, you should create that healing process yourself so that you will not continue to hold on. Okay, so I shout out to everyone celebrating today, having anniversary. It's a very special day to you. Okay, so to those celebrating, like yesterday was Rebecca Fagule's birthday. This is coming from Opeoluwa Dotoye, our guest. So happy birthday to you. To Yoye Sayo Fagbemile Omononuga, happy birthday to you. So you had another year today, 15th of October. And to as many celebrating, wish you the very best of today. Now, what the Bible says, trust is built with consistency. Let's talk. Our guests, what are the signs that trust can never be rebuilt in a relationship? Let me cite an example of a woman who has been brutally, violently abused, or a man out of infidelity. The wife decides to pour hot water on him. He's not dead. He's alive. Wow. The family are so hurt. The children sees their mother, who is supposed to be the wife of the man he loved, that brought them to this world, as, I don't think I can forgive mommy. We've also had situation whereby a spouse decided to kidnap the husband because he was, or, you know, we also have the one that did for the wife, because my gender, please forgive me. I'm just trying to remember the ones I've seen on social media and the news. Okay, we also have husband beaters, husband abusers that marks the husband as a mark. And the man will know. It's not the man is foolish or is leave. No, so like, short them. Sorry, I'm using that word. Are you dense? Are you? But it's not that. It's like, maybe he's one of those men who find it difficult to raise their hand on my gender. So how far? How far? What are the signs that trust cannot be rebuilt in a relationship?
I think you said a lot of that. When it becomes toxic, you know.
You share me now walk, counselor go talk.
when it comes toxic, right, it's obviously time to walk away. And then you have to ask yourself, what's the cost of your peace of mind? What's the cost of your peace of mind? And what I would really say is, at the end of the day, no matter the situations you're going through, your mother is your mother, your father is your father. If you have a spouse, you have kids with that particular spouse, even though you decide to separate, there's always something that brings you together. And that's that's the dynamic of children. So I come from a very close-knitted family, and I know what it means to be loved by my family, right? And so I feel like when someone is on the other side of it, that's heavy. That's a lot. That means there's nobody to run to. There's no safe net for you. There's no confidence for you that you can, trust. So it becomes a systematic thing to you as a person. But what you can do for yourself is, we will say a lot of healing. And people will say, it's easier said than done.
Yeah, true.
On the second episode of my podcast, Raise a Parent, we dealt with parenting and mental health. And in that episode, the guest speaker, who is a mental health practitioner, she said something. She said, you have to, she herself as a therapist, she had to heal for her to parent well. So if you carry those traumas, that pain, you're not doing yourself justice. So you have to come to a place where you ask yourself, what's the cost really? Do I want to take this to my children, the next generation? If let's say you're going through a separation or a hurt in a separation, do you want to take that pain into the next relationship? Do you want to say, because this man did this to me, this woman did this to me, this person did this to me, my mom broke me, my dad broke me, do you want to carry that as a burden for the rest of your life? I don't think you want to. That's a lot of burden. Like, I can't imagine it, but that's a lot of burden that you want to carry. And if you carry it, it will be something that will drench you into depression. It will drench you into hurt, and it will stop you from building trusted relationships. And what you don't know is that what you carry, it reflects. Yeah. You think that you're hiding it so well. You're not. You think you're carrying it so well. You're not. There's a way that it reflects. It reflects in your gestures. It reflects in your mannerism. It reflects in how you relate to people. Right? So if you keep carrying it, you're doing yourself more harm than good. So is that person worth it? So when you have said to yourself that this thing is toxic, I need to carry myself out of it, ask yourself, who do you love more, yourself or the person? You love you, and you love the people that love you. So you don't want to hurt, you don't want to transfer the hurt to people that love you. You want to be able to love others, right? Yeah. So when you're being guided, it stops you from loving. And it also stops you from receiving love. That's what we don't realize. It stops you from, because everything looks to you. It looks to you like suspicious. Is this person, is it a red flag? You should look out for red flag. But if you don't heal, sometimes you are the red flag and you don't even know it. So.
All right. So, now that we're talking about healing, I've come to realize that right now, this generation is one filled with broken people that have not been able to heal properly before moving into the next relationship or moving into a relationship. Now, talking about people that are probably broken from their families, having a story, one or two stories to tell from their background. You get to hear people say, oh, when you're in a relationship, confide in your partner, let them know where you're coming from so they will understand when you're lagging somewhere, or when you have trust issues, they will understand, oh, she's from this background, let me help her. But why, for some, they would say, see finish, which is real, which is see finish. It's not far-fetched. Nobody would want to accept that syphilis is alive in relationships,
Yes,
even in marriages.
Oh my God.
It is alive. So, what do we do? What are we meant to do? Do we tell our partners, or do we keep it to ourselves? Because some will even still say, oh, if you keep it to yourself, you would unknowingly bleed on someone that didn't cut you, someone that didn't hurt you. So, what's the best thing to do?
Honestly, for me, and if this is personal to me, and I'll say it's if you cannot be vulnerable with your partner, why is the person your partner? If you cannot be open, sometimes being vulnerable, sometimes, causes conflict.
Yeah.
But for me, I feel like conflict is an avenue to resolution. And it's how you manage the conflict that matters. Also, vulnerability is, if I'm vulnerable to you as a partner, so let me use boyfriend and girlfriend scenario. Let me not go to marriage. That's a different, level. Yeah, that's a different level.
Yeah.
So if you're saying you're a boyfriend, you're a girlfriend, and I'm vulnerable to you, and then the next time we are arguing, what I said,
you raise it. You just hit it. Bam!
You now use it against
just
as a counter attack.
Oh my!
That is you've broken that trust. That person can't trust you, and it can actually end up being the reason why that relationship would not work. Right? So when somebody is vulnerable to you, it's because they trust you, and you should hold that in, high esteem. And this idea that this person told me this because Gen Z is my bestie. I now told you, and I now told Gen Z too. You've already broken that trust.
Yeah.
Because it's you that I trust. I don't know your bestie. I don't know the other person. But I know you. So I trust you enough to have shared that with you. So I expect you to hold it
there to your heart.
So I think that's one of the struggles that people are having in this, our present day. You don't know. I saw something online recently that says, that thing they call vulnerability. No drama. Keep it to yourself. And that shows you where it's funny, but it shows you where we are as a society. We've gone from where we were a village to each other, where we could lean on each other to, before I find my gist on social media.
I need to be very careful.
I need to be very careful. So ask yourself, are you someone that can be trusted? You have to start from there. You as a person, can you be trusted? Then if you can be trusted, then what happens is you gravitate through, you see that people around you also are going to be trustworthy people that value, integrity and all that. That's a very key thing. And at the spousal level, see, the foundation of trust in the home is how you're able to build a relationship with your own children, right? So something happens to your child in school, but they see you, mommy and daddy, you're not even being vulnerable to each other. You're not showing that love, and you're not communicating the way, it makes it easy for them to communicate with you. They won't be able to trust you. And when it sips from there, so it's not just about you anymore when it comes to marriage. It's not about you and your spouse and what you're pushing back to your children. Because that foundation then tells you if these children are going to now be, from your own actions, saying that they're having trauma.
Exactly.
Right?
Ben,
true. Trust trauma, trust issues.
We had something like that recently.
I can't tell
one
mommy.
of our callers.
I can't tell mommy, because if I tell mommy or I tell daddy, they might not, they will just dismiss it, or they will not listen to me or anything. Those are the foundational things.
And some will even say that they can blame mommy for it.
That's
another trouble in the house. Their noise is too much.
I don't want them to fight because of me.
That's another thing.
So you have to be careful, how you are communicating between yourself and your wife, and saying, even if there's a conflict, walk away. You don't have to do it in front of them at that particular time. You can walk away and have that conversation, in an inner room, and then it doesn't have to become something that spirals. That's from that. And then it stops you from transferring trauma to your children. I know sometimes they'll say, it's easier said than done, and all that. it comes from intentionality.
Yeah, exactly.
That's 2 minutes of, the children are here. Or, let's take a breather. Let's do this, another time. It saves a lot. And it also helps you to save those children from taking on a trauma that they don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Apollo, I want to find out what are the challenges that, one can face while we're rebuilding trust after betrayal. Can you have, because many they are just talking about rebuilding trust. They have not, without these examples. But I want everyone, even to the last woman selling ordinary granite or pepper in the market, to understand, because they are really watching and they want to know. So what are the challenges that one might likely face when rebuilding trust after betrayal?
One of the key challenges are the other person might not even realize that a trust was broken. The other person you might be the one carrying it. The other person might not realize that something has happened. So one of the challenges is, how do you then communicate to say, you did this, and because of this, I'm unable to trust you on some certain level. It's difficult. And I think one of the things, I don't know, maybe it's an African thing. We don't know how to communicate our emotions. A friend of mine recently, had to call me and say, no, I didn't like the way you spoke to me about that situation. And when she did, I took some time back. I said, you know what? So I did a self-evaluation. I probably could have communicated this better. So sometimes we don't take our time to reflect on, okay, fine, I'm hurting. Yes, this person did something to me. But then how are you communicating to the person? So that it doesn't become a huge fight that you can't come back from. So it can be as simple as, yes, I know that maybe you had a good intention about this thing, but see, you did this, and it didn't go down well with me. The other flip side of it is that you might actually communicate well, and the other person is not even just receptive about it. And when they're not receptive about it, you as the person that is hurting, you to acknowledge the fact that, one, you are not them. You are you. Their behavior is not a reflection of you. It's a reflection of them. So if they are unable to acknowledge and, even when you go to therapy, they will tell you, when somebody tells you you hurt them, the first thing you should do is acknowledge that. It's not about you saying, no, that's not what I wanted to do. It's not my interest. It's not time to defend yourself.
After that.
It has happened. It has happened. The person has said it. Oh, I'm sorry. That was not my intention. Maybe then you take the opportunity to explain yourself better. And then the funny thing is, you might realize that a joke can come out of there, laughter can come out of there, and then you don't even remember what happened. Everything. Right. So, but there are also people that will, merchants of arguments. I must win this thing. You can't win. I must win. I must prove a point. When you see that kind of situation, walk away. Because the mental health is important.
Oh my God. When you see such situation, you have to walk away because your mental health is very important. We're rounding off, and Gen Z host want to say a big thank you to you, Apollo. Thank you for finding time to join us this morning because of our time. Oh no, don't worry. We'll bring her back. I promise you. We promise. We will get across to her and she will find another time to be here. But I'm sure you've been having a wonderful time with Apollo.
Yes, I did. So many things she said were eye-opening for me. And it just summed up some facts that most of our viewers need to know, which is already done.
Okay, so it's the end of the show for today. This is a big shout out going to Kikioluwa Odom, our accountant's son. Happy birthday to you as you have another year today. We celebrate grace over your life. Olashade, we love you and we love your son. Happy birthday to him. Many more fulfilling new age. Gen Z hosts, as we take our leave.
Okay, so one thing I need us to understand, dear viewers, is patience. we didn't really touch that part in building trust. We really need to be patient. If you've offended someone or someone reaches out to you and opens up to you that you hurt them, be patient, listen. Don't be defensive. Don't be quick to make excuses for the mistakes you've made. Listen and be patient. And while you're trying to build trust, be calm. Let them heal. Let people heal and grieve. They are entitled to feel the way they are feeling. You cannot tell someone how to express their hurt. You are not in control of their emotions. So let them heal. Be patient as they do so. All right. Thank you so much for being with us on this show. It was really, really fun on this end. And I'm very sure it was very fun and very educative on your end as well. See you same time, same station tomorrow. My name is Gratitude Mokwede, your Gen Z host. Bye.
You're headed from Gratitude, so I'll see you tomorrow. Sure, we should go. I have to go. Jaye will not go. Jaye will wait. Tomorrow we're having a talk with our doctor. Talk to your doctor. We're looking at a topic that we want to veil tomorrow. But it's all about what is your health situation. On Sunday, it was World Arthritis Day. And we're looking at bringing a doctor in to talk about arthritis. Do you know children also have rheumatism? We'll find out tomorrow. Okay? We'll find out tomorrow.